station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Rabbi Yossi Hecht is in the studio. I haven't seen Rabbi Hecht in a while. He, of course, has become a friend of the show, a friend of the station, a friend of Robin and myself, and he is the rabbi of the Chabad Lubavitch Jewish Center of Marion County, and he teaches us about things that we should know about, and today we're going to learn a little bit about Passover, but first let's just say good morning. Good morning, Rabbi. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Pretty good. You just got back from New York?
Just got back from New York, and thank you for having me.
So, quick question. Is there anything maybe along the lines of food? I'm not really looking for a deep answer here, but anything in New York that is not here that you wish was here, that you miss?
They have good bagels in New York.
You don't like the bagels here?
These are not real authentic bagels.
Really?
They have good deli in New York. There are many things that you could get in New York that's hard to get here the same way.
There's a Delancey Street deli near where Robin lives on top of the world. Have you ever gone there?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't been there, but many people seem to like it. I'm
just curious what you think of it, because the guy who is the owner, I guess, he makes the knishes, and they're great. Mm-hmm. But the ones that are called Coney Island knishes, they're horrible. I don't know why. I don't know if they're frozen and then thawed. I don't know. But his knishes are better than the ones. So get his if you're going to go there.
Oh, there you go.
That's my opinion. Of course, I'm not Jewish, but I'm from New York. The food is the food. Food is food.
Exactly. Anyone can taste.
So, I was reading something from a rabbi about Passover, and he was pointing out that when we talk about liberation and the freeing of slaves, we should remember not to treat people as if they're slaves in our own world, like a server at a restaurant, or a waiter or waitress, that kind of person. He was pointing out that sometimes just because we're paying them a tip doesn't mean we have the right to mistreat them or speak abusively toward them.
It's absolutely correct. First of all, it's a biblical commandment that you have to treat. Even back then when they had slaves, it was a biblical commandment that they had to treat their slaves well. And a lot of the slavery, even back then when slavery was legal, a lot of them who were owned by the Jews were treated very well, because it is one of our biblical commandments to treat your slave very well. And of course, obviously, that goes about workers as well. And the Torah, the Bible, has very strict laws as to how you have to treat your workers even better than yourself, and how you have to take care of them, and you have to feed them, and you have to make sure that they are comfortable. And in regards to the idea of freedom, that's something that we're clearly told. The reason that we celebrate Passover is that it's something that we should not only talk as if it's something that's from 3,000 years ago, but we have to relive it every year, which is the reason why we have the Passover Seder, where we actually do things that help us not only commemorate, but to relive the Exodus and freedom, and to recognize that in every generation we have to see ourselves as if we're going out of freedom from slavery. Because in the truth of the matter is that freedom is not something that is just physically going out of bondage. You can have someone who is imprisoned and couldn't be free, and you can have someone who is in the free world and is imprisoned.
Sure, yeah.
Freedom means the idea of a person's willingness and ability to live what their true dreams are, and not to let anything get in the way, and not to let anything hold them back. And that's what true freedom really is.
Absolutely,
and that we constantly celebrate.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be free is not necessarily to... Independence is not really free, which you kind of just said. I think I like the word interdependence. We're all dependent on one another.
This is true.
Yeah. So when did Passover actually start?
Passover starts this coming Friday night.
Oh, tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then what's it? 8 days?
It goes on for 8 days until the following Saturday night.
Is there a biblical reason why it's 8 days long?
Well, the Bible tells us that on the first day and the last day shall be a holiday. Biblically, actually, it's 7 days. In Israel, they actually celebrate 7 days, but in the diaspora, we keep an extra day.
What's diaspora mean? What's that?
Outside of Israel.
Oh, okay. I live in the diaspora.
Yes, you do. We all are living.
I remember that.
Many of us are. Yeah.
It's unusual for Passover for the 8 days to coincide with Easter Sunday?
Easter is a holiday which actually goes according to the Jewish calendar, and it will always be the Sunday that is near or closest to Passover.
Oh, okay.
So this year happens to be that Passover falls out on Friday night and Saturday, which is not always, but Easter will always be on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it happens to work out this year in that way.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So let's see. I know I ask you this all the time with the Jewish holidays, but can you give us the little lesson on Passover, what it is, and what is being passed over, or who is being passed over?
Well, the idea of Passover is, as we were saying, leaving Egypt. Leaving Egypt is not just about a physical place, Egypt, because most of us are not in Egypt today. But the idea of leaving Egypt is the idea of, in Hebrew, the word Mitzrayim, which is how you say Egypt in Mitzrayim, means containment, confinement. And every individual has to leave their own Egypt, their own confinement, their own thing that seems to be blocking them, getting in their way, not allowing them to achieve their true goals and their true dreams. That's what leaving Egypt is about really living yourself, really living who you are.
Well, that's wonderful. I love that.
But we do certain things that help us feel that way, as if we're actually physically leaving Egypt back in the country back then, such as eating matzah the way they did. We eat maror, we eat bitter herbs to feel the slavery. We drink 4 cups of wine, which is a representation of freedom. We lean, which helps us feel that freedom as well. And there's a whole evening of traditions, which is called a Seder, of all different types of things that we do, each one representing an element of freedom in that sense.
What is the custom of the child with the door? What is that?
Yeah, at the end of the Seder, while most people are already falling asleep,
Right now?
we have a tradition that we open up the door and welcome in Elijah the prophet, because according to tradition, we're told that Elijah visits every Seder throughout the world. And so we open up the door, and at that time, we say a prayer that welcomes him in. And it's the idea of recognizing our freedom, that we don't have to be only isolated within our own 4 walls, but we're able to take that outside as well, and to live that way as a free Jew. Because especially throughout the generations, living as a Jew was a very difficult and challenging time in many situations.
Again.
Exactly.
I mean, it's probably never gone away, but right now it seems like it's getting worse again.
It's getting terrible throughout the world, and so that's why we open up the door, as if to say that we cannot be afraid to live the way we are. Not only does it have to be behind closed doors, but we can live as a free Jew, openly and freely.
Yeah.
Do you do this every evening in the own individual homes, or do you open up the synagogue for all of those nights?
We have services throughout the holiday. Mm-hmm. The Seder, which is the main event of Passover, is on the first and second night. We have a big Seder on the first night, which this year is going to take place at the Weber Center by the college, and that's going to take place tomorrow night at 7:30. And
everybody's invited?
And whoever would like to participate would need to register and reserve online, but anybody can do so if you still wish.
And what's the website?
JewishMarion.org, as in Marion County.
Okay, JewishMarion.org. All right, Rabbi Yossi Hecht is here from the Chabad Lubavitch Jewish Center of Marion County, and he's teaching us a little bit about Passover. And we need to take a little break, Rabbi, so we'll be right back with Rabbi Hecht, learning about Passover and Jewish traditions, and it's always good to reconnect with you. We haven't seen you in a while. I'm not sure
Likewise.
why. Not so sure why. I don't know what happened there, but you haven't been here in a while. So we'll take a little break, and we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Some sunshine today, but there may be a shower or thunderstorm in spots this afternoon, the high 80 to 84. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, low 60, inland 65 along the coast. Good Friday will be warm with a good deal of sunshine, the high 81 on the coast, 87 inland. For Saturday, partly sunny and warm with a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon, the high 81 at the coast, 87 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Central Florida Eye Institute is the area's leader in laser vision correction. From high-definition refraction surgery and LASIK vision correction to custom cataract, glaucoma, and diabetic treatment, you can count on Dr. Crowley and his effective, friendly staff to provide you with the quality care you deserve. Call 352-237-8400 for an appointment or more information. That number again is 352-237-8400. Looking forward to service your vision needs.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
That's why some psychologists recommend putting arguments on hold until the morning when we have more control over our emotions. Social interaction, especially with people who mentally challenge you, boosts your cognitive function. So take a few brainiacs out for dinner, even if you have to pick up the tab. The good news, scientists say most of the bacteria in beards is no more harmful than bacteria on our skin. But to stay safe, keep the beards clean, please.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services. When your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements, from damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking: will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock, Rabbi Yossi Hecht is in the studio with us this morning. Tomorrow evening is the beginning of Passover on the Jewish calendar, and that means that your children are on Passover break. You don't call it spring break, you call it Passover break, right?
That's right. Passover spring break.
Did you go to a Jewish school when you were younger? I guess
I did.
You did, right?
I did.
Did you
Chicago.
go in Chicago?
That's where I lived, yeah.
Okay. And your children go to school in Orlando. So we don't have a Jewish school in Ocala?
Not yet. Maybe one day.
Is that one of your wishes or wish list things?
Oh, one day, hopefully, yeah.
Maybe you'll be the guy who starts it, huh?
Probably.
Could be.
Or my wife.
Be a
more
statue.
like
A statue of her. A statue of you and her standing outside the school. So as we enter into Passover, the two holidays seem to coincide again. Today's on the Christian calendar called Maundy.
Yes,
Maundy Thursday? I'm not really sure what that means.
that's tonight.
Oh, it's tonight. What does it actually mean? That's a Christian question, I guess.
I
Do you
don't know.
I don't know.
No, okay. I'm not really
I don't know what.
I should know.
What the translation of Maundy
I should
Thursday
know.
is.
But anyway.
I just know that that's what the Last Supper was. That date.
Oh, okay.
And Jesus has wiped the feet of all
You know,
his disciples to
when
be
the child is waiting for Elijah, that almost sounds like Christians waiting for Jesus. It almost sounds like the same thing, except we're not holding a door open. Is Elijah considered a Messiah?
No, Elijah is a prophet who we're told is going to bring the news about the redemption when the time comes. And Elijah is one who always was known to bring peace and health to the Jewish people. We're just told that on Passover, that he, in a spiritual sense, he comes and joins every Seder. As we're told the same thing about every circumcision, that Elijah comes as well.
Do you have somebody that you consider like your go-to guy? You said you went to a birthday celebration of a rabbi who passed away in his 90s, but he would have been 113. Is that a teacher of yours? Or?
Well, he's the leader of our movement, of the Chabad Lubavitch movement. His name is Rabbi Menachem Schneerson, and otherwise known as the Lubavitcher Rebbe. And
so even I'm saying Lubavitch wrong. It's Lubavitch, okay?
Lubavitch.
Okay.
You always say it right.
I do. I say Lubavitch.
You say it good enough.
Good enough. Okay. All right.
So he was the leader and the founder of the movement, and we one of the times that we celebrate his legacy is on his birthday, which is on the 11th of Nisan in the Hebrew calendar. But actually, we are not the only ones that celebrate it. Believe it or not, the United States government celebrates it every single year. Every single year on the Rebbe's birthday, as he's referred to, the Rebbe, they call it, they claim it they dedicate it as being an education day. And every single president, all the way back, I believe, possibly even before Reagan, every single year, they would establish the day of the Rebbe's birthday as Education Day USA.
Wow.
Yeah, you can look it up. Education Day USA.
You're the teacher. I believe you.
Yeah, and President Obama did this year, as he does every year. He establishes this day, and he puts out a declaration that Education Day, because the Rebbe had always encouraged so much education, and it was something that he lived for and was so much part of his life, and so in his honor, they would always make that day. And my uncle, who was a United States senator in Nevada back in the early '80s, he was very involved in establishing this as well.
Is that right? Now, what sets the Chabad Lubavitch Jewish teachings? What separates what you do from the other synagogues or the other? What do you call them? Like denominations?
Synagogues, denominations. Well, the Chabad Lubavitch movement is more of an outreach movement, where the idea is to try and focus on teaching every single individual, each according to their level, and in a non-judgmental way.
What level am I at?
You're
bottom.
You're way up there.
I'm way up there.
Yeah.
Look at that, Robin. Sorry. I don't know what I know. And you were surprised one time that I knew what a yarmulke was.
You know what a yarmulke? Yeah.
Ask me to spell yarmulke, and I won't get it right. That's a hard word to spell.
You're actually the sage of WOCA.
Sage. I like that.
I don't know about that.
Well, when you do have the celebrations and you welcome community, it really is refreshing to know that there are a lot of people out there that love to learn and love to participate in everything. And you always make everyone feel very, very welcome when you do your events.
Well, we believe that everything is a moment of education and of teaching. And unless people understand and know what you're doing and why you're doing it, then it can be frustrating for many. And actually, one of the very fundamental teachings of the Chabad movement is the idea that we're not here only to teach Jewish people, but we're here to teach non-Jews as well, especially focusing on the 7 Noahide laws, which are the 7 laws given to all of humanity in order to have a peaceful and moral world. And everybody is part of that. It's a part of every single individual has this responsibility to make the world that we live in peaceful and tranquil, that all humanity can live and enjoy it.
Do you know, we had a story one day, and this is not attempting to be political. It might sound like, but it's really not. The Muslim Bible, what is it called, the Quran, has actually 9 of the 10 commandments in it. The one they leave out is the one about the Sabbath. So they have all of these: "Thou shalt not kill," "Thou shalt not commit adultery." They have all of that in their own words. And I know that the Muslims in their own community aren't the ones we have an issue with. But maybe we should be learning from our local Muslim leaders as well to figure out what's going on in the world.
Well, many Muslims are very friendly and very peaceful and moral loving people, and you do have those extremists who are not. I'm not that familiar with the Quran, so I can't comment on that. I don't know. But there are many who do like to do that and do like to focus on peace. And even in this community, I know that there are many as such as well.
Yeah.
If a young person would come to your synagogue who is a Christian, but they want to learn more about the Jewish faith, can they become Jewish?
If they would like to become Jewish, it's possible. He writes to going for the circumcision.
Sorry. I'm already done. I don't need to worry about that. Do you have to check me to make sure? I mean,
I won't check. I'll leave it to the high-ranking rabbis to do the checking. But it's a long and difficult process. But we do make conversion possible. We don't necessarily proselytize or try and convert people. But if someone does have the desire to convert, it's possible. We've had such people in the past who have gone through the conversion process, but you have to be willing to completely live as a Jew and according to the Jewish faith. And it's if someone would like to do that, it's a possibility, yes.
That is wonderful.
But I think that Jesus, being a Jew, actually taught us Jewish law. We interpret it differently, and maybe there are some things that changed because of our interpretation. But I think the basic lessons to love one another are the same lessons. It sounds like it to me.
Well, many of them are the same. And many things that he taught were based on Torah and teachings. Many things have changed.
I mean, you really can't pin the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus on him. I mean, we did that. Right? He didn't do that.
Yeah, great.
I mean, I like them, but...
I didn't find the Easter Bunny in the Torah, or in the Old Testament. But I mean, a lot of the things have happened later on after his lifetime. So
people just have to grow up and learn how to get along with each other, because everybody can learn so much from everybody else. It's just so amazing to me why people refuse to live in harmony.
Absolutely, and many people are. That's the truth of the matter is. If you take a look at larger scale in the world today, from the way it's been over the past few thousand years, the world overall is in its most peaceful time that it's ever been. Now, we do have those groups who are still causing unrest, but if you think about it, back in the day, it used to be the norm. Mm-hmm. It wasn't something unusual the way ISIS and some of these other organizations are acting. Back then, that was the norm. And today it's something that most of the world is condemning. Mm-hmm. And so
that's a really good point. Yeah.
And today you could just open up YouTube and you find so many videos that people put up about great deeds that they're doing and acts of charity and acts of kindness. And people going over to homeless people and giving them money and helping them out. And these are things that we just have not seen in the past, and today they're becoming more prevalent.
It's hip to be good.
Absolutely. Good way to put it.
So tomorrow, if we want to RSVP, we go to jewishmarian.org, you said?
jewishmarian.org, okay. And click on the Passover link, and you'll find all the information for the Seder as well as many of the other events and services that we'll be having throughout Passover, all the way till the very last celebration on the last day. And also, I want to say that for those who don't want to attend the Seder, but are looking for shmura matzah, which is special handmade round matzah, which Publix does not carry, but we do.
Okay.
And we do have it available. I even have a box right here.
Shmura matzah.
Yes, and as well as some of the other Passover needs that you may
huge.
Have. So if you get in touch with us, we can help you out and get that to you as well.
How much is a box of shmura matzah?
A small box of 3 is $7.50, and a large box is $16.
All right, shmore?
Shmura.
Is it so good that you want shmore?
It means guarded.
Oh, guarded. Rabbi, good to see you again. Drive carefully back and forth to Orlando now that you're commuting to Orlando. And one day you'll be in here announcing the opening of a Jewish school in Ocala.
God willing, from your mouth to God's ears.
Wow.
Support it.
Wow. I don't know if he wants anything from my mouth.
We'll support it.
And thank you for having me.
Yeah, we will. Thank you. Thank you, Rabbi. And say hello to your wife and your children. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.